Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will introduce you marketing strategy for Raiden Spa Yachimov for the destination management organization called Czech Tourism. I will tell you now some key facts about Yachimov because it's a city you probably haven't heard of before. Yachimov has quite a long history thanks to mining. In German language it is called Sankt Joachimsthal or Joachimsthal. The coins minted in Yachimov were called Joachimsthalers. They gave their name to the thaler, and on the first picture you can see thaler, and in the other one you can see the first Joachimsthaler of the Czech Kingdom, in other words, the first thaler dollar. The other picture represents nowadays dollar. At the end of 19th century, Marie Curie discovered in tons of pitchblende ore containing uraninite from Yachimov the element radium, for which she won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. The first radon spa in the world was founded in Yachimov in 1906, joining the famous spas of the region, including Karlsbad, Franzensbad, and Marienbad. The very last picture is connected with the sad history of this city, when the communists took over Czechoslovakia in the wake of World War II, that uranium mining really took off, fueled by thousands of political prisoners. At its peak in the 1950s, 12 uranium mines were operating in and around the village, turning the hills into a dangerous underground nuclear maze and Yachimov into one large Soviet concentration camp. When uranium was discovered, we could have been a very rich country like Switzerland. However, we had to give it as a present to Russia as saying thanks for liberation after the Second World War, and we lost a lot of earnings from the sources. In the next slide, we are going to see a video about Radon Spa Yachimov. In the next slide, you can see the reason why I have chosen Radon Spa Yachimov, because health and relaxation is one of the complementary marketing topics of 2019 of the Czech tourism. And in the next slide, I'm going to explain using of Sostak model for my presentation. The other reason for choosing a spa topic was that representatives of Czech spa companies presented the concept of the Czech spa industry and its exceptional therapeutic effects to local media, travel agents and practitioners, general practitioners and representatives of private and state insurance companies in Dublin and London, which means Czech tourism tries to bring more British customers to the Czech spa. The concept of balneology has been abolished in the UK with the establishment of the National Health Service (NHS) in 1948. That is the reason why two generations of Britons do not know what the term spa means. The wellness industry is on the rise all over the world, and when you say healing spa in the UK, everyone can only imagine wellness. But Czech Spa can offer a lot more. Czech Tourism mentioned that promotion of Czech spas in British and Irish market will continue in 2019. This slide is about Sostak model, which I have chosen for the strategy of Radon Spa Jáchymov. SOSTAC stands for Situation Analysis. Where are we now? Objectives. Where do we want to be? Strategy. How do we get there? 4. Tactics. Which tactical tools do we use to implement strategy? Actions. Which actions plan are required to implement strategy? And the last one, control. How do we manage the strategy process? This model and questions were adapted from Digital Marketing Excellence book. So I've looked on the situation analysis of the marketing strategy of DMO Czech Tourism. I've looked on their website and statistics, and especially on the foreign market value forecast. A market forecast is a core component of a market analysis. It projects the future numbers, characteristics, and trends in our target market. So we can see that Great Britain is on the first place with its 5.3% market share according to this value forecast. Market analysis should lead to developing strategic market focus, which means selecting the key target markets. My aims and objectives. First, I needed to make a choice of the target market. Then, my other aim and objective is to highlight the uniqueness of Jáchymov Radon Spa. Then, to see how the Radon Spa itself use social media accounts, and other one is to bring more British travelers to the Radon Spa Jáchymov. My target market is age category 55 plus active seniors. As you can see, this table shows target groups of Czech tourism, but we are focusing only on this one. As mentioned previously, my target market are seniors and especially British travelers age 55 plus who would like to visit not only typically Prague but also to see different cities in the Czech Republic, and also that they would like to experience first Radon Spa in the world. One of the aim is to highlight uniqueness of Radon Spa and why is Jáchymov interesting place, and to make better awareness of Radon Spa and Jáchymov. So as we mentioned previously, the Jáchymov has the first Radon Spa in the world. Jáchymov has dark history connected with communism time, which could be potentially interesting for people traveling to see dark tourism. And also Marie Curie discovery of uranium, which could potentially be interesting for travelers as well. And there is also one shop with a website called krušnohorská-apatika.cz, where tourists can buy a lot of healthy products made of herbs from our mountains. So Jáchymov has a lot of interesting things for travelers. The next objective was to see how Radon Spa itself use social media accounts. On the left hand side, we can see the Instagram profile of Radon Spa Jáchymov. The thing is that the Instagram account is only in Czech, which is not good, and if you would like to target British travelers, we should create maybe another account to have only in English, or we can start to put more posts in Czech and also in English, and the first page should be also translated in English. After that, on the right hand side, we can see Facebook profile, and it's the same case. Facebook profile has more followers, but still it's only in Czech, which is not that what we want, and so we could start to put post in Czech and in English as well, or maybe the other way around. It depends. If we would like to target British citizens, definitely we should put articles in 2 languages. And now I'm going to talk about the strategy, the most important part of this presentation. Firstly, the account and also Facebook profile is only in Czech language as mentioned already previously. So we are going to change that by putting posts in 2 languages. That's the first thing. The other thing, among the article from idnes.cz, we know that German visitors, Russian and Taiwan visitors visit Czechspa the most in general, and Yachimov is visited by Arabic visitors as well, but we want to attract more British ones. The video at the beginning, which I showed you, was good, but I would create a new one, where would be an elder British couple explaining a bit about the history of Yachimov and telling the reason why this place is good to visit and enjoying one of the therapeutic cure. We need to create a TV promotion which could target definitely a lot more people, and then create partnerships with travel agencies and creating tailor-made packages for tourists. And also there could be a partnership with National Health Service, so we could try to persuade doctors and general practitioners could be changed for British people, so they could have it, for example, like by the state, by the government, cheaper, or the same system, which is like in Czech Republic. This slide is about key messages. Part of the SOSTAC model is tactics, and I put there a time scale. This time scale has 4 phases. First one is discovery phase. We have all target details completed. Analysis of the British market is done. The next phase is recruitment strategy phase. Target strategy is approved, campaign tactics approved and developed, and as I mentioned previously, our aim is to have a video created about the elderly British couple and also to start to put posts in English and in Czech in 2 languages. Third phase is campaign launch. Campaign is launch. Our plan is to launch it on the 24th of September 2019. And the last phase is web portal tracking. So we need to track and report all the changes if we have more followers, if we have more questions on Facebook, if we have more questions from travel agencies, more communications, more emails. We need to put these information on spreadsheets, and we also need to report the end of campaign. Another part of the SOSTAC model is actions. The actions are following. Instagram post in 2 languages, Facebook's post in 2 languages, TV promotion in the TV has to be launched, NHS has to be contacted, and also there are supposed to be meetings with representatives of travel agencies and communication via emails or personal meetings and creating packages for British travelers to combine, for example, pass for visiting all the spa, Karlsbad, Marienbad, Franzenbad and Yachimo. So it could be potentially interesting for the British travelers because they could have pass for all the spa and they could have also some discounts in the shops, like for example in the Herber shop as well. So the last part of the SOSTAC model is control, in other words, measuring of success. So the Czech tourism controls its success mainly by statistics. Also, travel agencies can look at their balance sheets or income statements, and especially if more visitors and travelers are interested in buying more products, especially travels to Czech Republic, and are interested more in spa tourism, that's the moment when its success come. Then it's important to listen to customers' feedback, and also we should look at employee performance because it depends how employees are going to encourage travelers more to travel to Czech Republic during the meetings as mentioned previously. If we will have good contacts with travel agencies in Great Britain and also Czech Republic, then we are going to have a success. And also evaluate mailing list. It's also one of the important parts of our measuring. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention.